much more than otherwise.
All right, so I request you to stay on with us as we track further developments from the United States. US President Donald Trump will address the United Nations General Assembly on the 23rd of September. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has confirmed the date during her daily briefing, noting that preparations for the US President's speech are underway. Viewers, the 80th session of the UNGA opens on the 9th of September and a high-level general debate kicks off on the 23rd itself. And this means that Trump will be delivering his speech on the first day of the debate. Let's meanwhile listen in to what Caroline Leavitt had to say.
I also have a quick scheduling announcement for you today. The President will travel to New York City on September 22nd to address the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday, September 23rd.
Donald Trump has addressed the UNGA several times before during his first term as US President from 2017 to 2021. His debut speech in 2017 was fiery, warning that the US might totally destroy North Korea if threatened, and also mocked North Korean President Kim Jong-un as Rocket Man. He also denounced Iran's leadership and called the Iranian nuclear deal an embarrassment. Meanwhile, in 2018, he stressed his America First vision and rejected globalism. Additionally, in his 2019 address, Trump again emphasized upon nationalism, tariffs on China, and warnings about Iran and immigration. Meanwhile, in 2020, with the COVID-19 pandemic dominating global politics, Trump delivered a short pre-recorded statement blaming China for the spread of the virus while touting Middle East peace deals brokered by his administration. Now, his upcoming appearance will therefore mark his 5th UNGA address, but the first of his second term in office. Still with us on the broadcast is Mr. Robinder Sachdev. Thank you so much for waiting rather patiently. What's interesting is that this address is coming at a time when Trump is portraying punitive tariffs, reciprocal tariffs as a necessary tool in order to correct what he views as decades of unfair treatment by trading partners. In his previous addresses, he had highlighted that the US will not hesitate to weaponize trade in pursuit of its national interests. So are we then expecting the current address, the current speech, to also have this as a major aspect of focus?
Thank you. You laid it out very, very nicely, the context, as to his first speech, second speech, topics and all. This speech of Trump, I think, would be, in a way, radically different, but same, but much more bigger in vision and scope and the worldview. This is the first time that Trump will get a global audience, the United Nations, right? The G20, you go meet with the 20 people, G7, you meet with the 7 countries and observers and all, right? But the UN is the world's architecture, so to say. So I think what we can expect on, as you said, if his speech is the first speech of that day, first day, first show, he will set the context for the United Nations. And I think this time around, he'll be much bolder. He will lay out things very concretely as to how he thinks. The world right now is under reconstruction, I would say rebooting after the COVID pandemic, which brought the whole world to a pause, humanity for the first time ever totally locked down, then the Russia-Ukraine war. So all these two developments have, in a way, restarted a new calculus in the world. So Trump, however he defines it, but I think what Trump will lay out will be his vision of the new world matrix that is emerging.
Indeed, and speaking of the new world matrix, we do know that Trump is on a quest to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, something that he's not quite shy about. Even the White House official handle has tweeted out an image showcasing countries that have endorsed him. So could we expect his focus to also be on claims that he's been making recently about brokering peace deals and brokering ceasefire?
Oh, absolutely. We can expect that. That will be one piece or one pillar of his, vision, I think, that he will lay out. He wants to be the president of global peace, so president of peace, right? So he could reinforce and repeat some of his claims, but then he could now maybe be sitting down, doing his homework and seeing where are all in the world conflicts happening, something happening in Papua New Guinea or something happening in the between Peru and Chile, I think he could do that homework. And then in the UN, he could name out those countries and tell them, you stop your wars. And then he'll later say that. So yeah, he is very much, so this would be certainly a key thrust of his speech, I think. And what he will do, I think he will also lay out some threats that countries who do this will face this or not do this will face this. Which, for example, in tariffs right now, we are seeing, there are threats against, you name it, India, European Union, uh, regarding the tariffs. The EU agreed, adjusted 15% tariff, agreed to invest $700 billion in buying American LNG, $600 more billion to invest, so $1.3 trillion. So that was under a threat, right? So India is facing a threat of tariffs 50% because India is buying Russian oil. So Trump, I think, would repeat, or maybe he could even devise newer threats in order to shape the new world order wherein America has a hegemony.
All right, sir, with that, I would like to thank you